I'm delighted to be here with my team. So this is my team, Foyne, Ola Jumoke, Jayashree, and Rachel. So we are delighted to welcome you. And in next few minutes, I will be sharing some exciting insights on our topic, that is Copilot for Power Platform. So let's dive right in. Our main goal for today would be use Copilot in Power Apps. So as our modules are there, module one has already been completed, Introduction to Copilot in Power Platform, and today we will be dive in use Copilot in Power Apps. So whether you are here to learn or discuss or explore, I promise you would be enjoy here. It would be engaging and informative session. So feel free to participate, share your thoughts, and ask questions throughout the presentation. We will have a dedicated Q&A session, so keep you those queries ready. So last week we had done first session, and there was a homework of what is prompt engineering, what makes a good prompt and bad prompt. Did you manage to get any details on this? If you would like to share, Grace, Mo.
Unfortunately, this is my first class because last week
Okay, no
the
worries. So
network
we,
from my
yeah.
area was bad, so I couldn't really join. This is my first time really joining.
Okay, no problem. So what was covered last week? I'll just go through quickly. Microsoft Power Platform. We have just seen what are the building blocks of the Power Platform. What are the components on the Power Platform? So those components are like Copilot Studio, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, Power Pages. There are data connectors, AI Builder, Microsoft Dataverse, Power FX, and Manage Environment. So these all are um, components of Power Platform, and we are looking at Copilot Studio, which will be helping us into customizing and creating Copilot. So we have seen the Copilot details last week, and we have seen what is prompt engineering, what makes a good prompt and bad prompt. So now for today our agenda would be use Copilot in Power Apps. So we will going through start building apps by using Copilot in Power Apps. Then we will look on refine your initial app design by using Copilot prompts. We will be looking at use Copilot to help you to modify the apps, and then we will go through the exercise in which we will be deep diving how to use Copilot to build a Canvas app. So let's dive in. So how can we start building apps by using Copilot in Power Apps? So Microsoft Copilot for Power Apps capabilities can help makers and users. Makers are who can make the Power App, and users who are using the app. So makers can use Copilot when creating and modifying Power Apps Canvas application. When we are creating an app, makers can use a description of the app. So here you can see just description has been provided. They want to build, and Copilot creates the initial version. Makers can also take this advantage of the Copilot when they are editing a Canvas application. So when makers use the Copilot during an editing session, they can ask to perform changes to the application and request information on how to complete a task. So additionally, makers can configure a Copilot control to include Canvas in Canvas apps application for users. So we will run on our actual environment, and let's see how this works. Okay, so I will share my Power Platform environment. So how to navigate on this? So you will have been provided your account details. So you just need to type make.powerapps.com, and this will be your landing screen. Here you would be able to see your name, whatever login details you might have been provided, that will be showing up here. Then this one is just settings icon. This one is alarm notification, and here you would be able to see all the environments which have been created under Power Platform tenant. And the environment name may vary for you as well. So that can be a textile as default environment, that can be a different environment, but the environment would be which you have enough access to create an app. Okay, so now if we see on the left navigation, there is a home button, create will be just navigating to many more options which will be showing up us to start with. How can I start for creating an app? I can start with blank app. I can start with Dataverse tables, SharePoints, Excel, etc. So there are number of templates which have already been provided, which you can go through and just take idea how Power Apps would be. I think you might have more idea on Power Platform. Our basic agenda is to go through the Copilot, but I will just give you a basic walkthrough of the um, landing page. So this is one apps tab which shows us all the created apps which are created by me, either shared with me, or under all tab I can see all the apps which have been created by me and shared with me. So somebody else has created, but those are shared with me. And from here as well, I can start with Copilot. I can start with data. So creating an app with help of these templates would be easy for us. There are few other tabs, other buttons which are like tables, flows, solutions, more. Mostly our area of interest for today is home screen. So what we can do, we can start with Copilot. So this window, white window, is showing up uh, some keywords. So this is just a prompt window where we can give our command to create an app in natural language. That's the prompt. So we can start building our app from the given template. So let's build an app. What should it do? So if I click on one of the button, that will create a sample app. Let's start with a demo. Let's start with collect RSVPs. So if I give this command and just click on the go button, let's see what it does. So this will give me a table. So within few seconds, the table is ready with me. So that this is the magic of Copilot. So we can see this table. This will give us table columns, all the details have been filled out. So how easy is creating an Power App now? So what we can do, I can add some columns, I can delete some columns, I can modify the column details from this prompt. So Copilot will help us. So Copilot is just a AI companion for us. As we discussed in last week, Copilot will be helping us in our job, and it will make us less time consuming, and this will automate our job. So if I give a command here, it's saying that describe what you want to be changed. So if I say here, there are some columns like RSVP, ID, name, email, phone, attending. And now if I want to add, let's say add birth date, it's uh, it's with the Copilot. So easily it has created a column. So if I want a new column, let's say add last name column. So we don't have last name column here. Cool. So the column has been created with the data as well. So this is how easy it has created a foundation table. And now if I click on create app, so basically this will explore how we can use Copilot to accelerate building Power Apps and empower users by configuring Copilot in the Power Apps that we build. So this will just build up a Power App for us. It would just take few seconds. So meantime, do you have any ideas? What would you like to automate? So anything, any application in your life you would like to automate, any creative ideas? Can you share with us? So see, the app is almost everything is ready. So here you can create a new record. You can edit the record. So if I go on here and if I want to edit this record, I will run this application. So from here, I can run or preview the app, and if I want to edit and I want to rename the name or last name, let's see. And I would just like to go for save button. So see, the app is in working condition. So it would just give us all the flexibility to edit, create new record. I'll show you creating one record as well. So full functional app is ready with such a few commands. Yeah. So the new one I can create here. I'm attending or not, and it's saved now. So here you go. So we can have full functional app using a Copilot commands. Let's go to this next slide now. So we have already built a new app. So what are some creative use cases for Copilot in Power Apps? Any ideas? Can you give some idea? Anybody can? Anybody has any idea? Which would be use cases as we create RSVPs. In that way, would there be any application would you like to automate?
Like a reminder.
Perfect, very good. Any other thing?
Okay. Yeah, like a cost calculator.
Yeah, perfect use case. Anything else?
Attendance.
Yeah, definitely. So basically, whichever cases which are repetitive tasks, we can automate those, and we can easily make the life easy. We can create so many apps in our day-to-day life which are getting repetitive. That can be how that there we can use Copilot and can create apps. So for example, personalized greetings. We can create personalized messages, welcome messages for profile data, or custom reports. We can create number of applications in companies or organizations. There are so many things which needs to be automated, and we are helping them. So this way we can use Copilot in creating Power App. Thank you for your participation, and let's move to the next slide. So next module is describe and refine your app. So what this does, this one is would be Copilot for Power Apps. It's a powerful assistant that allows makers to create an app by providing natural language description of their app. And we can engage in a series of prompts and responses to craft the data model first. Then system builds the initial version of app. As we have seen, we have created a table with the prompt, and then we created an app. So and makers can continue to enhance the app with remaining changes that meet their full requirements. See how we can create a new app with this. So consider the feature of alternative way of starting an app, similar to how would you choose a template. However, the templates you are limited to only choosing the ones that are available. With Copilot, you can create the wider variety of apps by describing the app. So we will create a new app. This one was the app. I can save this app, and I will create a new app now. Okay, so if I go on home, we had previously selected
Down. You
the
go.
option which have already been given, but we can give our own use case here to build an app. So I will be giving my prompt here, and we'll start creating the app. So I will just give a command, build an app to have employees submit social and news ideas to the marketing department. So we can give our own prompt. That's what I'm trying to say here. We can give the prompt here, and now it will create a database, and we can refine that database as well as we did previously. We can add a status column. Let's say add a status. See, the status column has been added, and you would be surprised to see that this column is single line of text, but we can change this to column as a choice as well. So we can refine as we need. So as the given example shows, we can tell Copilot to add a column for status or include. Here we can ask them to include, please include family name column. See, if you observe here, I had done some typo here. So there was a spelling mistake. Still, Copilot is able to recognize what I wanted to say or what I mean to, and it has created a new column which is family name, and the table has been already updated. So we can refine our initial table design. So after Copilot presents you initial table design, we can modify the design before it creates the app. And this will outline the action, what we should do and other options, what we can't do at this point. So we can check the table name and revise. We can change this table name from here. If I want to do any changes, then I can do so. I can change the table properties. We can review the icon in front of the column names. There are column names. So we can change that if I want to. We can confirm yes or no columns truly contains two options that are they are not choice columns. They can have more than two choices. That we should do what we can't do from this point. So we can't change the complete scenario. So from here I can't change now scenario that, oh, I don't want social and news ideas, I want something else. So I need to start from scratch. So to restart we can go back and start with a revised initial prompt. If I want to add more tables, and if your table app needs more tables, then we can add them after the system creates the app and not at this point. uh, we can't create lookup columns to other tables from here. So what can be the common prompts here? We can ask them to change the table name. So let's say, let's give the option over here, or we can change the column name to new column name. Let's do so. Change column name, family name to last name. So what are the possibilities? That's what I'm trying to say here with Copilot prompt. So this is a family name. Perfect. So can you see we have already renamed the family name to last name. So there are multiple things which can be done with Copilot. So now let's create an app. So we have seen so far we can create Copilots with the templates. We can change the table design, we can add columns, change column names and multiple things, and we can create an app. So this is really easy with Copilot. Yeah. So here you go. We can easily navigate with our own ideas. So we have given our business case idea on Copilot prompt, and we are able to create an app. Let's move to our PowerPoint presentation. So how we can refine our app. So how can Copilot enhance our app development process in Power Apps? Do you have any ideas? What are the things which we can use and enhance our app development? So for example, uh, we can do data validation, we can do data transformation. Likewise, we have changed the data format, or we have changed the column name, we changed the uh, we added the columns. So these are the things which can be make easier with the Copilot. So let's see the next one. Use Copilot to help you modify apps. So l- now we will be looking at screen and controls, how we can use Copilot on our screens and controls. So Copilot for Power Apps helps us to create our draft app, and now we can continue to progress how we want to refine this app. We can edit the screens regardless whether we want to use Copilot to create the app or not. So, and we can ask Copilot to help in our many tasks. So for example, we can add a control, we can add text label, button, form, library. Then we can add new screens. We can edit controls to include colors, sizing, and placement. We can work with galleries to search and uh, sort items. So it's very easy with Copilot. Let's see how practically it is happening. So now this is my app we already created. Now what we are going to do, I will be working on screens now. how Copilot is going to help us. Let's see. I will add some commands over here. Add a calendar. There is only one screen. So here we can see this is per screen. And now Copilot is helping us to create a new screen. So calendar screen has already been added. If I want to add any button, I can select given samples from there and we can add. So at some point, if it is not able to add, then Copilot will answer us that I'm not able to help with this at this time. So let's see what can be done. We can undo this action. So I will add a text label. Let's see. Yeah. So label one has been created. So this is the label. If I want to place at some place, we can move that easily. So label 11 has been created. And at some point, if I want that, oh, I don't want this action to be done. This was accidentally created, or I want something else, then I can undo this action. So that's also possible at this point. And there would be many more possibilities. Add an email screen. See how easily everything is ready with us. So Copilot is giving us option. It can help us into conditional formatting as well. And email screen, which should have to subject and message, everything has been included in fraction of seconds. So it's making our life very much easy. So we can start our prompt and that will help us. So let's do one exercise now. So from start to end. So what I will do, I will go from the scratch. Okay. So let's go to one of the exercise. We need to type make.powerapps.com. We will be creating app with help of Copilot end to end from start to end. We will be creating a new app. So we will be going to make.powerapps.com and I will giving a new command here. I will be creating a new app. Make an app to have employees submit newsworthy social media ideas to marketing department. I will ask here some more commands to Copilot. I will ask to add status. I can add some more commands to add social content type. So this will just add up all the columns over here. If you see status, the column has been created. Social media type has been created. I will ask to add a level effort one more column and one more column. So I can easily add columns. Now let's see how we can remove any of the columns. So if I at some point, if I want, no, I want to delete this idea ID column. Is this possible? Yes, that's possible. So we have already created the table. Now we will create an app. So step by step, we will be creating app. And for that, first step would be create a database, create a table. If we want to modify anything in that table, that can be done. And then next step would be edit a Canvas app with Copilot. So we will be just editing this code, this table, this app. So how this can be done? Let's say I want to change uh, some parameters on this screen, and I can see what are the components I want to change. So from here I can see the table name container, and if I want to change that, otherwise this is the table name label. Let's say if I select the this component and if I want to change the color, make. So this is how we need to change. So we need to select the name of that component and then I will give command. So I want to change the background color. So make table name label one background color to light brown. Perfect. So that has been changed. Now, if I say form, this is our screen container. If I want to make form background as some other different color, let's see if the Copilot helps us in this. Perfect. So this one was our form. If you see here, this was the form and I have changed this color to a different color. And from here as well, I can go to the data table. I can refine my screens. I can refine my data. See here, you are able to see the table which we were using as a foundation or database. So I can see from here, I can edit data. This is the table that Copilot help us to create. So we can see many more columns over here. We can do many more actions. And now the last step is test the application. So from here, I can save the application and we will be testing this application. Perfect. So as I described earlier, we can create new records. I can create a new record. So I will be adding description here, employee name, social media platform, impact, level of efforts. If I want to fill out because these are not mandatory, then that's okay. And I can save. So that's how we have created end-to-end application using Copilot. So let me pull out our, yeah. So we have used Copilot to modify our apps and we have done our exercise, how we can create a Canvas app with Copilot. We edited the Canvas app with Copilot and we tested the application. And this is how we were able to see our application. So how Copilot is helpful in our life to automate the jobs, to automate most of the things on application side. So we have seen on Power Apps. Do you have any questions? We can have a question session here. Thank you, everyone.